back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Sunday football matchup between the New York Jets at the Carolina Panthers. Kind of a interesting matchup if you care about some NFL drama. Nothing serious, but if you're a common NFL fan, you know there's some spunk, some tensity to this game in the sense of Sam Darnold being a former New York Jet, being traded to the Carolina Panthers, and now he's facing his old team week one, facing the new rookie, the new prodigy, the new franchise guy for the Jets, possibly Zach Wilson. And I'm going to be getting into that matchup and more. But before we get into the topic, question for those of you viewing, comment down below your score predictions for this game. You think it'll be a huge blowout, close game, shootout, one-score game, whatever it is, comment down below, and you'll kind of hear my answer throughout and at the end. Looking at this game, though, as you can see, countdown is right there, 5 days, 19 hours, 27 minutes. This will definitely be edited in a different time by the time you guys are watching it, but still, as I'm recording this, NFL season's coming up, and this is going to be a decent matchup, I think. There's just, like I said, a little bit of storyline for both of these teams. As you can see, the Fox Bet odds has Carolina favored 67.8% compared to the New York Jets' 32.2% chance. Of course, the Jets are going to be underdogs, but don't let that fool you. Looking at the matchup, in my opinion, breaking it down, it's hard to say the quarterback matchup heavily favors Darnold or Wilson. You know, this isn't a week one Browns versus Chiefs where no disrespect to Baker, but I think everyone would agree Mahomes is better than Baker Mayfield. This is a Sam Darnold who's still somewhat unproven versus a Zach Wilson who's still unproven. So this is a pick your poison thing. I'm going to leave that up to you guys who you think is better. If you told me to pick for this game who I'm rolling with, I'd probably say Darnold just because he does have 3 years of reps, but still, both of these guys have been in sticky situations as far as Darnold in the NFL and Zach Wilson just not being in the NFL to really say one's heavily powered over the other. But when you get outside of that, looking in the backfield, we're going to know the best running back, Christian McCaffrey, arguably him or Derrick Henry, top 3 back, top 2 back, top 1 back, wherever you got him, he's great. Versus Michael Carter, Tevin Coleman, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. The Panthers got the edge on this one. Like I said, McCaffrey having a possible comeback player of the year case, a bounce back year, is going to be looking to put up some points and some yards. Offensive line, I think they're both kind of projects. I think Elijah Vera-Tucker was a good move for the Jets, but still doesn't fix all their problems. And the Panthers, same thing. Darnold's going to an offensive line that might be slightly better compared to what he's had, but it's not like he's got this fortress of a wall like the Colts or the Browns do. So this is another sticky one like the quarterback matchup where it's just, unless you really know the nth degree of these linemen, I'm being honest, I know roughly how they are. They're not great, but I don't know their exact positions, or not their exact positions, but their exact offensive line depth chart, if you know what I mean, by name and by heart. So I do think they're both projects, and it's just they're close enough to where you could call it a toss-up. But looking into the receiving room, I love what the Jets are putting together. I do. I think Elijah Moore is going to be great. I think Corey Davis is going to have his best year yet, possibly Zach Wilson and Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder. Some known name guys can really possibly help out Zach Wilson his rookie year, put up some points, put up some numbers, and put up some good-looking stats. But I do like the Panthers slightly better. I'm a big fan of the rookie Terrace Marshall Jr. I think both him and Elijah Moore can be sleeper best rookie wide receiver out of the draft. I think everyone would agree the best 3 rookie wide receivers, to possibly come away with the trophy as the best rookie wide receiver would be either one of 3, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, or Jalen Waddle. However, that is not always the case. Last year a lot of people would have said, oh, it's going to be Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, or CeeDee Lamb, then Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson came out of nowhere. So it's never no for sure thing. So I do think if I had to pick a dark horse rookie receiver to be the best receiver out of his class, it would be between these two, Elijah Moore and Terrace Marshall Jr. Quarterback play, both questionable. Don't know if it'll help them or hurt them in their cases, but we'll just have to see. But again, outside of Terrace Marshall Jr., Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, just a little bit slightly more proven than a, Denzel Mims. Corey Davis, I think, has a high ceiling, but still he needs to hit that next level before I say he's better than a guy like DJ Moore. And Robbie Anderson just having that chemistry and connection already with Darnold. I'm leaning towards the Panthers receiving room, but again, the Jets, I do like what they're making there. Looking at the defense, Jets, this was a tough one. I really, really wanted to see Quinnen Williams and Carl Lawson both eat up this year. I think they were going to be a great duo on that front line, but unfortunately, Carl Lawson went down with a season-ending injury. We can even take a closer look at who they got on defense. Like I said, Quinnen Williams would have had Carl Lawson with them, but instead, he's now got Shaq Lawson. Guy they traded for the Texans, still decent pass rusher, but again, no Carl Lawson, who was arguably the best pass rusher in free agency this year. CJ Mosley's going to be back. They did lose Davis, which hurts, but injuries happen. And the Jets, the way I'm looking at it, you probably weren't going to have a great year as a sense of being a playoff team, so an injury that might cost you a win isn't going to hurt because it's just going to help your draft pick. Obviously, it's not nothing you want to hear by any means, but if I was forced to look at the bright side, there you go. I'm excited to see how LaMarcus Joyner and Marcus May possibly do in the secondary, but again, they really need some more elite cornerback play. And clearly, they didn't address it to the nth degree in the draft or this offseason, but the Jets know they are a process away from being legit contenders. But again, I like the potential in their future, Quinn Williams, Carl Lawson, but I think the Panthers depth chart, the Panthers defense, if you look at it today, that's their offense. Give me 1 second. I think it's slightly better today. Brian Burns, top 10 edge rusher, who's likely underrated. He might have the possibility to be a top 5 edge rusher. He could lead the league in sacks if he got the right teammates, and Derek Brown and Hassan Reddick could do it. Hassan Reddick, I think, off the top of my head, I think he had 12.5 sacks last year, I believe, maybe 11.5. I would say 11.5, and he had 5 sacks in one game. Now you pair him up with Brian Burns. These two could be a lethal duo that are pass rushing. They got J.C. Horn. He was kind of a reach in the draft, but pans out. He pans out. I like him with Dante Jackson. Jeremy Chin in the secondary is going to hit that next level this year. I believe in A.J. Boye. See what he's questionable for. Suspended until week 3 at Houston. Didn't realize that, but still some veteranship and some mentorship to provide to this young secondary. I like Shaq Thompson at the linebacker position again. Both of these teams got a possible bright future at the defensive position and the defensive side. But as of today, Panthers a little bit more ready and a little bit healthy, and therefore I do think they win the defensive matchup. I think they win the receiving matchup, and I think they win the backfield matchup. And the O-line and quarterback, it's just a toss-up of who you like. Head coach, Matt Rule, offensive guy versus Robert Salah, defensive guy. Bigger boys. And to me, a lot of people like Matt Rule, and I'm not against him, but I just think it's a little too soon to be sold on him completely. A lot of question marks on that team. Sam Darnold, Matt Rule, are either of those even the franchise person yet? We don't know. But if you can't tell, I'm leaning towards the Panthers in this one. I think Zach Wilson could show some flashes of, keeping them close and looking good, honestly. And I'm not going to be surprised if the Jets do upset them because the little bit of tension between these two, and it's week 1. Anything happens. Last year the Jags beat the Colts, who were a playoff team, in week 1, and the Jags didn't win again. So anything can happen. I'm not putting a lot of money on this game, or actually any money on this game, but he told me to pick and actually put money on it. I'm going with the team that has the better backfield, the better receiving core, the better defense, and so far, the coach and the quarterback that have at least more experience and more reps. So I'm leaning towards Carolina, who's actually home in Carolina. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my breakdown, with my matchup, with my prediction? I'm going with Carolina in this one. Probably somewhat of a close game again. I think Zach Wilson's going to look pretty flashy on this team. But who knows? We'll see Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick get in there and mess with his head. But score prediction, as far as that goes for me, I'm going to guess kind of, not of a boring game, but no 45-40. I'm going to guess probably I'm feeling 20 to 17 in this game. I just think it'll be close, but I do think the Panthers will sneak by with the win, being at home, and all the other additions I said, but it'll still be close due to week 1 kinks still needing to be worked out. As always, and of course, guys, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for watching.